men have is actually going to be a higher threshold for you to prove than just rights. But so I'm even willing to go down to just speaking about rights. So what rights do men have that women?
Maybe we could talk about like constitutionally then, because like I told you I don't have the rights. I'm not more prepared, and I'm very sorry about that. Actually, I shouldn't be sorry. I'm just not more prepared. But
it's your claim.
Okay. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying is like I don't have that information.
That's a really massive claim to make, that men have more rights.
I did not say that. I said women are not constitutionally equal to men. Okay. I believe that because the ERA is passed. You disagree with that point.
But I've tried to articulate that.
Well, I think that's fair. What about the?
So I have started watching the whatever podcast clips, and I think that they are a good example for borderline personality disorder. All of the stuff that we talk about on this channel, inconvenient truths, everything. I'm getting more and more intrigued. It's becoming a bit of an addiction for me. So I figured I might as well cover them on the channel because, unfortunately, guys, for those of you who have been with me for a long time, I've apparently been blocked from watching Jazz Jennings. Like I could pull up old clips from YouTube and share those, but I've done that, or I literally went through all the clips on YouTube. And I'm not going to keep repeating the same thing. It's just ridiculous. And then the ones that I bought from Google Play, I can't watch those anymore. When I try to buy them from another way, I'm censored. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. So I figured this really is it. That era is basically, I don't want to say fully done. If, there's a new show and, a new season and somehow I can get that to you guys, I definitely will. But up until then, I have to keep on trekking. So we can find borderline personality disorder, allegedly, in many different places. And I think this is what we're watching here. This whole podcast was crazy, but I wanted to go over this clip with you guys.
ERA, what about the ERA will make women equal to men?
It passing.
Yeah, but what
Wait, can I ask you a question? Wait, can I ask you a question? If there was nothing in the bill and the title of the bill was purely equal rights amendment and there's just nothing in the actual
women are
bill,
equal to men in the Constitution and that's all it said, great, pass it. That's what I'm saying.
But you're still not saying what you feel like you're
why it didn't pass,
because it was political, and the name does not mean that is what is inside of it. That's what this person was trying to bring up in the super chat about the Violence Against Women Act actually not protecting women. It's just a name. If you're involved in politics, if you follow this for a long time, you know that they pass these bills and they put these bills up solely so Democrats can look at you if you're a Republican and say Republicans don't believe in equal rights for women, and then people believe it.
Okay,
so don't believe it.
And I think this girl actually believes it because she's looking back at this one who's actually explaining it very well. And you can tell she's kind of annoyed, or, it's just like, why does she keep looking back? She's right. Why do we need, there's enough laws out here, right? If somebody's coming to get me, I'm sure, there's a law for criminals that they shouldn't be getting people, right? So I don't understand why we need the Constitution to affirm that women are as equal to men when God doesn't affirm that. Yes. See, because when your affirmations come from the source, the creator, you understand that these fights are feeble. We are not supposed to be equal to men. I don't want to be equal to a man at all. I want a man to protect and provide, and then I nurture that man, not to get all the way into it. There's more to it than that, obviously. I don't know what it is to be a man, and a man doesn't know what it is to be a woman, right? So why am I trying to equalize that and make everything the same? Everything is not the same.
If the issue is societal too, what is just passing a bill going to do? If it's like a societal norm issue,
I think it starts at those base levels.
Yeah, but how does that change your day-to-day life? And
wait, I actually have a question on this. If the ERA was passed, what tangible changes would occur?
I think, isn't it true that if the ERA passed, Roe versus Wade would have been protected more? So
what does that have to do with rights between men and women?
Isn't that a right to bodily autonomy?
Yeah, men have no reproductive rights, so you can't make this comparison. men don't have a right to an abortion, or they don't have a right to prevent women from getting an abortion.
I don't know. My dad had to sign off on my mom getting her tubes tied.
This is
That's
a feminist
a
trope I
right.
hear about. I don't know.
It's
if there's
not a
any
trope. It
validity.
actually happens.
I don't know if there's actually any validity to doctors requiring a spouse to consent to these things. Perhaps in years past, I've
never heard of such a thing at all. I may be signing as the emergency, the person to notify in case of emergency, but other than that, that's it. Furthermore, yeah, we never talk about that. Men don't have so-called reproductive rights, whatever that is, right? Like, okay, we always talk about this, like, oh, it's my body, my choice. If I don't feel like having this baby, I don't want to, right? But, and then people think like, well, she knows that she's not going to have a good life if she has this baby and she has to do what she has to do. What about the man who's like, yo, nah, but I would really be there for you and the baby. Please don't kill my child. We never talk about those videos. There are videos like that where men cry, like, don't, I heard you have an abortion, or what are you doing? Or, and please, that's my baby. Don't kill my baby. And the girl does it anyway. But she could have just carried the baby and then gave it to the dad, since you don't want it anyway. You don't want it, right? So why not just give it to the father then? Sign your rights away. Oh, she doesn't want to mess up her body, right? This is how far society has gone, that what I'm saying is probably triggering somebody right now. But that's a life. So I don't get it. Especially with these men. There's a lot of men who don't want that abortion, who are very broken about it. They don't have a right to say anything about it.
No idea if this is still.
It's crazy too.
It is more considerably harder to get your tubes tied than for a man to get a vasectomy.
That's
hold on.
No, my
That's
dad had to sign a paper.
Hold on. Wait, that has nothing to do with the consent of the spouse. Getting your tubes tied is a far more invasive procedure than a vasectomy. To start there.
They do often ask about spouse. They do often ask children, and they do play that.
I've heard stories from men all over the country that when they went in to get a vasectomy, that the doctor demanded that they come in and do counseling first with their wife before they made the decision to have the vasectomy.
I don't think that's correct.
Well, right. So this is the thing. I don't think that it's correct to say that your dad had to sign off on the tube tying either.
I'm saying that it happened, but it shouldn't have. It should not be a thing.
I'm not sure that it did happen. If we're just using
okay,
incredelity,
well, if you're just going to call me a liar, then I can just go around the table and call y'all liars.
Which then, for somebody who's making this argument, if she was really serious, she would tell you the paper. It's called the spousal consent paper 509. And because everybody's called me a liar about it, I already know. And this is the copy of what it looks like. This isn't the one that my dad didn't like. This isn't the original from my father. But I'm just showing you a prototype. That's what you say. But this girl saw her father sign the emergency contact information, and she's saying my dad had to sign a paper. I mean, these are kids. Mind you, the backstory on the big girl is that she is a plus size model who will not date men who are like not making $150,000 a month or something like that. I don't know. She probably gets away too. I don't doubt that this is happening. We have gotten to a place in society where shaming is gone. And look, I've been on the receiving end of some shaming, and I'm telling you, shaming is necessary. We don't have that anymore. There's a lot of tolerance to the point of making men feel like crap, if you will. It's like this moral policing of men, that if they say, I don't want a big girl, you're such a horrible man. Back in my day, when I was in my 20s, that's the stuff that they used to say to men, or have songs about it or whatever, and just kind of constantly tell this guy, like, if you don't accept this kind of figure or whatever, then you are the worst thing in society. And now it's just so easy for, I don't want to say somebody like her to have a kind of guy like that, but it is through guilt shaming men, and it works on a lot of men.
All night.
Okay,
well,
so
but that's why we don't use an argument from incredelity. If you say to me, I don't think.
What about an argument from experience?
I don't think that happens. If you say to me, I don't think that happens.
What if it actually happened to me?
If it actually happens to you, that's different. But it didn't actually happen to you. It happened to someone else. But for you to say, I just simply don't think that that's true. If that you can assert that, then I just assert it about everything you say. Yeah, but I just don't think that that's true. Yeah, but I just don't think that that's true. All right. That's why you don't make assertions or claims unless you can either logically demonstrate them, empirically demonstrate them, or in some way demonstrate them.
So the evidence, would you like me to like get the paperwork or
Okay,
something?
That would be evidence.
Okay.
I have to move it off of the
Right.
tube tying thing.
That's what I'm,
But back
right.
to this. So if the ERA was passed, what would be the sort of tangible results when it came to the equality that women could expect to receive that they don't currently have, that you can't articulate?
I think that I said that Roe versus Wade would have been more protected.
That's not true.
Well, then I like I said,
This is why I
told
asked
you
if
I
you
don't
read the
know.
bill.
Chrissy, do you know if in the ERA there's anything in there that has anything to do with abortion rights?
I think that
Yes.
she's referencing like making abortion legal at a federal level, but
Yes,
okay,
that's
but Roe
exactly,
versus Wade,
yeah.
that's not what Roe
Okay,
versus
yes,
Wade is.
that's what it is then. Yes, abortion would be legal at a federal level. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So aside from abortion, which it's not clear to me if that has really anything to do with a comparative analysis of
Mhm.
rights between men and women, can you give me anything else that would tangibly change if the ERA was passed for women?
No.
Okay. So then,
She thinks she's cool because like oh well, you know, I'm me. I'm not afraid to say, okay, so I haven't checked this. Oh well, no, we still should have it though. You know, it's just like it is this entitled behavior that it makes her very unbearable actually to watch or even listen to.
is that a checkmate?
That's it. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
nowhere to go with
All right, Navy Darkstar, thank you for the gifted 10 subs. Yeah, I'm still a little.
Can't say you can't vote because you're female. Can't say you can't vote because you're male. Can't tell you can't own a gun because you're black. Can't tell you can't own a gun because you're white. Can't tell you can't have freedom of speech because of these things. So all of these across the board, it's protected.
Yeah.
2 chats here coming in. We have Giovanni C based.
So that's the thing. So at the end of the day, it's like it's at the end of the day, he's saying in the Constitution, like these all of the basic rights are already protected. What are we talking about here? But it gets good though. The reason why I picked this up is because it said rage quit. So I want to see exactly what happens. Something ticks her off and she practically like loses her mind or whatever. So, and she leaves. So we're about to get into that point.
Blonde blue shirt. Bonus points for not butchering your baby. God bless. All right. Thank you, Giovanni. Appreciate it.
Wait.
And then we do have SS Salwoff coming in. Thank you. Thank you, man, for the TTS, or no, not the TTS, the Streamlabs message. Howdy, longtime listener, first-time donator. Hey, thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Why do all the trouble guests sit in that spot? Question for the panel. If Christianity were true, would you become a Christian? Are you able to scoot into the table
Yeah.
just a little bit? Yes.
So, what's the question?
Let me say this really quick. I have obviously bitten off more than I can chew.
No, you're good.
No.
Oh, you're doing great. Don't worry about it. You're a legend. You're a
Thank
legend. You
you.
came in guns blazing. You're doing.
I tried. No, I really do appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Wait, we got to get through at least
No,
all your
nah,
notes.
nah, nah.
Hold on. Just stay we'll get through your notes. I will fast track.
Can you
I
at
will
least leave
fast
the
track.
booze?
Oh, yeah, I'm leaving the booze. That's for you guys. No, I really
I
appreciate
feel like
you
that's a
having me
reasonable
on.
contribution.
Yeah, I appreciate
Wait,
you
let me
having
at least
on.
fast
No,
track.
I
Hold on.
gotta go.
You got to go
Can
because.
can this be a respectful quit? Like, thank you for everything.
Wait. You can't just
I'm not
leave.
I'm not crying. I'm tired. That's
You're
why.
tired?
Yeah, I've been up since like 3 a.m.
Okay, but at least, look, you provided a lot of notes. Tell you what. I will- Hold on, I will fast track-
This has been really great.
No,
I'm not
listen, but
crying.
at least hear the offer. You got to at least hear the offer.
Respectfully,
I will
thank you
fast
so
track.
much.
I will fast track your
It's not a
notes.
rage quit.
I will fast. You said it was a rage quit.
It's not.
I think it was a rage
Respectful.
quit.
Thank you so much.
I think it
for
was a
having
rage
me
quit. I
here.
think you can't defend your worldview. You can't defend your worldview. I think you're a coward, to be honest. I think it's cowardly for you to quit because you've been absolutely demolished by Andrew.
But leave the booze.
You did a great job, Andrew. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thanks.
You're not going to defend all your other things
Message me
here.
when you become a conservative.
Snowflake. Imagine.
Yes, she left the booze.
total. I mean, I typically wouldn't revert to.
Oh yeah, the notes would have been cool.
There was like 80 of
And so you see what happens. Like, wait a minute.
them. 80 pages of them. Reading.
I like reading.
So you see what happens. She couldn't take it. So this is what I mean. Like, people do things for attention, and then now look, you're leaving. So it because you what happened was you're promoted or propped up, boosted by a bunch of people who want to be part of a very emotional cause of saying, body positivity and everything you said is right, power for the girls. But the feminism fight is over, guys. It's done. It's finished. That's it. Let's put a sock in it. Let's cap it. It's finished. If you have a personal issue in your life that's happened as a woman, then you deal with that situation accordingly. But the world does not have to change simply because you weren't happy about something. And her anxiety got the best of her. She started shaking the whole bit. She remembered how big she was. She just felt very uncomfortable. And let it be a learning lesson. But she'll say that she was attacked in some fashion. We know how this kind of stuff goes. This is what I mean about borderline personality disorder, allegedly. And I say allegedly because people aren't diagnosed, so officially I can't say. But attention-seeking behavior, I will say, we have fed this beast long enough. It has been enough. The culture of society is at a rot level, but I think there is a opportunity now. I think people are starting to wake up. Slowly, this pendulum will swing back to a state of normalcy. Because people like this will get up and leave, and not a single girl will turn around and look at the guy and say, why did you make her do that? Even the one here who you would think she has a whole podcast called Ban Mel, obviously, or whatever. She must endorse it in some fashion. She's wearing a shirt if it's not her whole podcast, right? She even didn't say, you see what you guys do? Because that should have been her immediate reaction. Like, well, look what you did. You bullied her. Chick left and nobody ran behind her. So let that be a lesson for her. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.